Hello. Hi. Ooh. Oh, I just got like a deep. Excuse me. There it is. What is that? Okay. I'm not sure what that was. 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna grab a water. Ooh, my leg just popped. I was like, oh, that was a low rumble. I felt that. I ended up closing my window. Well, I slept with it open. It don't be cold enough for me. The heat be too high. But I'm not trying to get sick right now. So it's like the internal struggle between being too warm to sleep and being all coffee and sneezy because I'm sleeping with the window open as the temperatures are dropping and the fan is on. Anyway, I spent some time with my mother today, and she said Blue River, which got me thinking of Moon River, which got me thinking of Bayonetta 2, which got me thinking of Fly Me to the Moon, which got me thinking of Bayonetta 1, which got me thinking about these. Oh, look, the Knight of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. I love that. Dude's been like MIA, and then he just showed up. He's like, yeah, I was taking care of some stuff on the back end. Oh, and now the Chariot's there. Okay. All right, I like that. I'm a fan. So basically, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be looking before and after the Moon card, before and after the Six of Swords. Because to me, that's like Moon River, like the moon and then the river. Excuse me. And then, and Fly Me to the Moon, I think Frank Sinatra is the one who sang it first, or whatever. But he mentions Jupiter and Mars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. And so I'm going to be pulling the Wheel of Fortune for Jupiter and then the Tower for Mars. And we're going to see what's before and after both of those. With the moon sort of being up here. I don't know. I just thought it'd be fun. I like the songs. Seven of Swords with the Chariot. King of Cups with the Chariot. And the Page of Wands with the King of Cups. I saw the Page of Wands recently. Jiminy Cricket, right? Temperance with that Page of Wands. And then the Five of Wands with Temperance. That feels like some internal struggle type energy because Lovers and Five of Wands. It's like an internal struggle because there's something that we want to do maybe with that Page of Wands, but with Temperance, it's like we can't do it yet. And so it's a little bit of maybe tantrum type energy. Not necessarily, but just like something building up, like water behind the dam, right? If the creek don't rise, all right, something like that. Oof. Why did I say oof? Okay. Well, let's get into this. I'll give it a cut. I don't know if that did anything. Boom. And I guess I'll start from the top and I'll leave the cards on the bottom unflipped. Ooh. Nine of Cups, Strength, and the Shadow side. I saw Nine of Cups, and I saw all three of these cards yesterday, actually. Nine of Cups was a present. No, it wasn't Strength, it was the Sun. And then Shadow side was the future, past, time warpy type energy. Things in my life are about to get really interesting, y'all. This week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Something every day. And I might have an interview Friday. Things are about to change. Things are already changing in ways that I don't know. But I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be totally fine. Because I'm going to ensure that I am. This is a wish granted, but it requires us to have some strength to claim it. And it's either we're going to claim it with that strength card or we're not with the shadow side. And the shadow side is the devil card in this deck, and it reminds me of projections. Projections and illusions. What am I looking for? Okay, I remember, kinda. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, I'm trying not to go like too quickly because I'm trying to hold the thought in my head of what I'm looking for. Is everything gonna come out at the bottom? Hello? I ain't got one card yet. Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm like, really? For Rosingtons? Ooh, 4 of swords, 6 of swords. This is something that we've been healing for, preparing for in some way, I guess. Yes, ma'am. Huh? 1 second. I got mail. Alright, y'all, I'm back. If y'all hear a bunch of foolishness in the background, know that it's my youngest brother that I try to keep away from the world. I say all the time, hey. Oh, girl, she already left. But hold up, wait, I'll tell her. I'll tell her you said hi real quick. How you doing today? I just opened your letter, and the quote was deep, girl. Thank you. I appreciate it. I had to make sure I didn't rip any of the stickers. All right, my mom said hello, and then my youngest brother said hi. He said something else, but I'm gonna just say hi. You've met him. You met him like one time, didn't you? My youngest brother, the one who I'm just like, I don't know what's gonna come out of his mouth. So I just try to have people just completely avoid that. It's literally, I don't know, it could be anything. I'm just like, oh my gosh, please stop. Maybe that's why we didn't get along when we were younger. I don't got control issues until I have control issues, I guess. No, that was with that wasn't my youngest brother though, right? The youngest brother? My youngest brother. Not the middle child, the baby boy. Yeah, no, not him. The other one. But yeah, I remember when we went to the movie. What did we go see? Was it Neighborhood Watch? Is that the movie we went to go see? With the aliens or something? I don't remember. I do remember though when we went to go see the movie. Uh okay. Where are all these cards at? This is like the whole deck. You are all I hope for. Oh, the tower. That is Mars. Jupiter and Mars. Oh my gosh. I'm just like, you don't remember? Yeah, I mean, no, wait. Maybe it was Wreck-It Ralph. I think we went to go see Wreck-It Ralph. But again, I don't remember. I think it was Wreck-It Ralph, though. Here's the moon. Let's go. Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands has been coming up a lot lately. But as in, it's a time to be unburdened. Or to release your burdens. Release your inhibitions. Look at this. So y'all remember that Page of Wands that came out at the cut, and then the Five of Wands came out, and then the Lovers came out with the Five of Wands, and I was like, I feel like this Page of Wands is frustrated because it can't do what it wants to do right now. Well, the Sun came out between the Two of Cups and that Page of Wands. So, and then here's Judgment. Karma right there. So lastly, I'm looking for Jupiter, the Wheel of the Year in this deck. So much stuff is like happening right now in my personal life. And it's lots of movement, lots of things finally going somewhere. Oh my gosh! How did I forget to pull the card after the moon? Wait, which one was it? Hold up, I might have to rewind. Let me see if I can scoot this over. I'm like, wait. How did it, wait. Oh, I don't know. Hold up. Was it that Seven of Swords? No, because that came out before. Karma. Was it Karma? I think it was. I think it was Karma. Oh, man. Oh, I messed up. Yeah, I think it was the Seven of Swords, and then the Ten of Wands, and then the Moon. And then it was these three. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that came out after the Moon. Which is interesting, because here's the Two of Cups, the Sun, and the Page of Wands. Here's this eclipse where both of these, where the Sun and the Moon meet. So the Two of Cups and Karma is between them. I don't know. That is interesting. You are all I open the door. Hey, Knight of Pentacles with the Lovers. And the Four of Wands. Alright, where's this Wheel of Fortune? Ooh. Oh, well, there's the Wheel of Fortune. With the Star card. And do I want to take this? Yeah, I'll take it. So I went back to the top of the deck since the Wheel of Fortune was the last card. So the Wheel of Fortune is turning in between the Star and the Nine of Cups. Justice is left on the bottom of the deck. So, loving this. This is looking actually pretty decent. So around the Moon, we have the Ten of Wands and we have Judgment / Karma. I feel like right now we're carrying a lot of things that honestly we can let go of. I feel like there was a period of learning. There was a time for all of that. And it's not that things are necessarily going to get easier moving forward, but the excess baggage we can drop off. And it almost seems like we have to drop it off, because to continue to carry it is to basically open old wounds, or to keep things. It'll eventually lead to cycles repeating, basically. And so Judgment and this is a year, 2020 is double Judgment, to see, with this coming out around the Moon card, to see all of these ways in which we're sort of held down, bogged down, or whatever. Excuse me. On the Fly Me to the Moon side, we have the Star and the Nine of Cups. And this is gorgeous energy. And remember, we had to go back to the top of the deck to get that Nine of Cups, because the Wheel of Fortune was literally the card at the bottom of the deck. And we're in the space of a retrograde right now, right? And so Here is where we make the wish at the star. Nine of Cups is where we get it. It's the wish granted. And the Wheel of Fortune is like the will of the year. Actually, in this deck, it's the will of the year. Of the year 2020, bringing this back, putting us in a position to be able to accept it or reject it, which is why it's important to drop the burdens, drop the facades and the pretenses, and to be in that Page of Wands energy and just go after it. I feel like sometimes, and I mean, well, here's the Queen of Wands right here with the Tower. So yeah, it's time to, you got to be open to being a page again. Sometimes it's like, we don't want to be we don't want to enter a space where we found pain raw or vulnerable. But that's almost what we're being asked to do. And the card after this is the Two of Pentacles. And this feels like, it almost feels like an energy of how we prioritize things. But it's in this in the way of acquisition, right? It's like, I'll go after this or I'll go after that. If this happens, that happens, and then something else happens. And it feels like it's protecting oneself. This Queen of Cups, what's a quap? This Queen of Wands, not only did I try to say the wrong suit, I didn't even say it right. This Queen of Cups, this Queen of Wands doesn't have the black cat that a lot of Queens of Wands do. And, oh, her cat ain't, what? I have never seen her little feline friend. Why is she looking like Felicia Day to me? Why is the Queen of Wands looking like Felicia Day to me today? I have never seen Felicia Day. Y'all can't even see her face because she looked blurry. I have never seen Felicia Day in this card, but it's looking like Felicia Day today. And I love Felicia Day because there was this, I used to play World of Warcraft back in the day, and Tuesdays are maintenance days, and so when the game was down, Felicia Day and some Amy Okuda and some other people, no disrespect to them, I just don't remember their names right now. I know Amy Okuda because she's in that one show on Netflix, Atypical. She's in Atypical on Netflix. Amy Okuda, Felicia Day. Basically, they had this a mini series called The Guild, where it was like, they played some MMORPG that wasn't necessarily World of Warcraft, and they uploaded the episodes on the days that the game was on maintenance. And that's why I started seeing her. And then she like popped up on like TV and stuff, and I was like, oh snap, Felicia Day made it. I love it. She's Charlie on Supernatural. I don't remember her name in The Magicians. I've seen her all over the place. And so it's kind of sort of a glow-up-y type of energy, I guess, for me. But not necessarily. It's just like we all start somewhere. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, you're on a bigger screen and then a bigger screen than that. And so there is this energy of sort of being the master and the ruler of your own domain. But the danger here can come when we get to be a sufficiently sized fish, and we get to the point where it's time for us to move to a bigger pond. Sometimes, in order to not be a little fish again, we choose to just stay in the pond where, I don't want to say where opportunity has dried up, but where growth isn't as possible. Because it's like, if this is you, the fish, and the pond is this big, you don't really have that much room. But if you move into a pond that's like this big, you got a little bit of room to grow. Like a goldfish grows to the size of its tank. And it feels like Mars is actually trying to push you, us, whoever this is for, through this transitional period. And I think the reason why we have to go all the way back down to the page is because, we're going to be in a bigger pool We're not this Queen of Wands fish anymore. But also because it feels like it's going to be us doing something that maybe it's like we're really not comfortable with. But Jupiter, now direct, going into Aquarius, here's Aquarius with the star card, is bringing in this wish fulfillment. And this is the second decan of Pisces. Because Neptune is retrograde right now, it's more firmly in the second decan of Pisces. And it was when Mars was like 15. Was it 15? No. Wait. Excuse me, what was that? I remember Mars was in Pisces in Neptune somewhere. Back when I discovered that the Mars rules the third decan of Pisces, so Mars being in that third decan of Pisces, I heard a lot of astrologers like, oh, you know, Mars this deep into Pisces is so into the illusion or whatever that it can't do anything, but Mars rules that decan of Pisces. And I've said it before, but like that's the decan where Piscean energy actually does something. Instead of just dreaming about it, instead of just thinking about it, instead of just fantasizing about it, Mars comes in. It's like, oh, I better do something before I lose the vision. Before I lose my inspiration, I better do something. And Mars, it's heading, it's not going to go all the way back into Pisces, but it's heading back that way now. There is this energy of something returning. But it feels like what it is more than anything is our hopes, our dreams, our future with this Aquarian energy through the star card. Judgment is fire or Pluto. And here's Sagittarius. Where's the Gemini? Anyway, the eclipse is in Sagittarius season. The solar eclipse is going to be in Sagittarius season. And the lunar eclipse is going to be in Sagittarius season because it's a full moon Gemini lunar eclipse. And then we'll have that new moon solar eclipse. Well, it's only like 2 months away. Almost less than 2 months now. It does. What does? I forgot what I said, girl. I'm sorry. I forgot what I said, but you said it does, so. But yeah, that's what, because it's like you made the wish. You went through some stuff. Hopefully, you can begin to see what's keeping you from being able to take it. Another opportunity to close out those cycles and drop the things that don't serve you, so that you can claim it when it comes back around. Because the Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter went direct. It's going to be going into, it's still in its post shadow right now, I believe, but it's going to be going into Aquarius. And Felicia Day. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I'm like, wait, hold up. It's never looked like Felicia Day to me before until today. I love Felicia Day. I don't follow a lot of celebrities on Instagram, and the fact that I feel like I can even call Felicia Day a celebrity right now, when it was like that web series where I started like watching her, I'm just like, I love you. It's gorgeous. I follow Felicia Day, Beyonce for some reason, and I think that's it. I think those are the only two celebrities I follow on Instagram. And at first it was just Felicia Day, because I love Felicia Day. Tyra Banks. I follow Tyra Banks on Instagram too. Okay, anyway. I think those are the only three. Back to this. I feel like that wish is coming back. And this has been a thing. I've been saying it for a minute. These things are going to be coming back. And look, it's like the Justice card at the bottom of the deck. This is something that's deserved. And maybe it was something that you deserved the first time around, but you weren't able to see it. There were still things that you had to work through. Maybe still some ways that you had to grow. But if you did it, you've now put yourself in alignment with it. I feel like, again, you may take a sort of a step back or a step down. It may feel like you're taking a sort of a step back or a step down to be a little bit more vulnerable, maybe to go about accepting or going after something in a different way. but I really feel like it's pushing you through this phase of transition where you can fully come out on the other side with whatever this wish was in hand, like actually able to hold it. It's not something that is like impossible anymore. Now on the Moon River side, here we have rest. We're coming out of this period of rest, the Four of Swords into the Six of Swords. The Four of Swords comes after the Three of Swords, so it's after something at the very least mentally strenuous. More often than not, it's about a heartbreak, maybe even a depression that followed a heartbreak, or just heavy emotions in general. It could be you being disappointed by somebody, not even necessarily romantically. Maybe somebody that you thought would be in your life forever, or you thought like you had a certain image of them, and then they did something where you like that image that you have of them is forever tainted. And it's like, wow, I can't believe like this is who you actually were this whole time. We're moving on from that. It's like we're at the Four of Swords, we're kind of sort of taking it easy and we're putting ourselves back together bit by bit over time. And it leaves us at the Ten of Pentacles. I mean, this is gorgeous. This is abundance. This is family. This is something that lasts for generations. In the Ten of Pentacles, we see companionship with the dog. And we see there are 3 generations represented here. There's the grandfather, the couple in the back, and the baby in the hands of the grandfather. Is this grandfather a magician or something? What's in his hand? Is this grandfather teaching this baby some magic? You see that? It looked like something in his hand is like sparking. And the baby is like, oh my gosh, like, wow, that's cool. And then there's a couple in the back with the dog right there. That's everything. That's what we're selling on to. But we're selling on to that from this space of putting ourselves back together. And I love that we skipped the Five of Swords, because it's like there's no mental conflict here. I feel like mentally it's very easy to make this decision. But when it comes to how we're perceived, because that can also be the Queen of Wands. Because fire is the element of perception. It's light, vision. The Queen gets the energy of manifesting things to her, but it's almost like she's the flame that draws the moth, right? So if the moths don't see us as a flame, they won't be drawn to us. And so maybe there was a certain way that we were to draw certain things into our lives, but whatever this is, it doesn't come like this, it carries its own light. So this isn't another moth that you're attracting. It carries its own light. It's not drawn to yours. Well, it is, but it's not dependent upon yours, I guess I should say. And it's something that, honestly, it feels like it can just be accepted. It doesn't really feel like anything that you gotta fight too hard for. It might be a struggle to keep it. Not a struggle. It may require effort to keep it because, again, it's like something about this. We gotta drop down into that page energy, really, because the tower is falling on the Queen. So she's probably going to lose something through this tower. And then she's going to come out on the other side with not much left. And she's going to have to decide what she wants to keep or what she wants to go after. Wow. Let's get some energy oracle cards because I love the energy oracle cards. I love this, though. It's not necessarily like, I want to say a handout, but the Ten of Pentacles, I mean, it's gorgeous on both sides. On this side, you get wish fulfillment. You just have to navigate through this transitional period or this transitional space. On this side, you get the Ten of Pentacles. Like, this is fulfillment and abundance. Like, with justice at the bottom of the deck, well deserved. Maybe that's what I'll title this. It is well deserved, or this will be well deserved. I'll title it right now, because then I don't have to do it later. Let's see. I love this. This is gorgeous energy. Gorgeous. This will be Well deserved. Exclamation mark. I don't even know if I use punctuation too much. I just want one of these. Well, I'll look before and after the goddess of the moon. And before will be this side, after will be that side. This is gorgeous, y'all. But again, like, there's a sort of passive part here, but there's an active part as well. The active part is just what it's like us doing what we know we need to do, right? If there's some not toxic, if there are some distractionary behaviors that we have, we need to cut those out. If there are some thought patterns that don't serve us, or it's just like, because it ain't like you can necessarily cut out like fear and anxiety and stuff like that, but it's to have the courage to move forward anyway, to continue to pursue it. I don't know why all of a sudden I want to start stumbling over my words. Also, I want to give a little bit of a shout out. I hope I'm not jinxing it, but Mercury has not been extremely cruel to me. So, thank you, girl, because I got a lot to do. Oh, okay. So I was like, if I was having technological issues right now, I'm just like, girl, please, 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 Mercury, please. Please, Mercury, please. No, Mercury was like, no, you can keep your technology, your challenges and everything else you need to do right now. Using that technology to do that work you're supposed to be doing. I'm like, Mercury, no, just like do it for me. Okay. I'm gonna leave this face down. And we're gonna go looking for the goddess of the moon. Ooh, strategy is the first card out. Followed by Gabriel, 5th chakra, and the garden and the gate. The energy of the garden and the gate is about going outside of your comfort zone. Oh, wait, I gotta pull up OBS again because I can't. I need to look at this live. It's about going outside of your comfort zone because there's expansion out there, right? That's this energy right here. Being that big fish in a little pond. But if you get big enough, it kind of starts to suffocate you a little bit. So you got to go outside. You got to speak your truth with Gabriel, 5th chakra. And then with strategy, we don't necessarily have to go into anything completely blind if we don't want to, right? I feel like I said this for Virgos lately, or recently. Last time I went through the signs, because I was like, all right, Virgo, like you're in this space where you're being asked to kind of sort of go with the flow a little bit. So that overthinking thing that you do, that Pisces, like we do it too, don't do that so much, and things may not necessarily be known. But just because you don't know doesn't mean that you can't come up with a plan. Just don't be like an extreme stickler for details, because things may actually end up working out better in a way that you didn't necessarily plan for. But this is like, I gotta have a plan before I just get out there. I can't just be spontaneous. And it's like, how'd that work? I gotta have a plan if I want to be unpredictable. I'm pretty sure I know what this card looks like, so I'm not going to skip it. I just saw it, honestly. Honestly. Why are these at like the top of the deck? Honestly, with these being at the top of the deck, though, it's better. The top of the deck is like closer to the surface. Bottom of the deck is more subconscious influences. It's more under the surface. It's something that we kind of sort of, got to dig for. Wait, these are at the bottom of the deck because I'm pulling from the top. Why are these all at the bottom of the deck? Goodness, I should have just flipped it over. What if that's the goddess in the moon right there? Okay, here she is. Never mind. I found her. Metatron, 6th chakra over here. And then mystery card over there. The world card. And the man holding a heart. Well, there's only 3 cards left. The last 3 cards are Patience, Angel of Balance, and the man holding a heart. Patience, Angel of Balance, and the man holding a heart is interesting. I feel like this is about sort of holding the line, I guess. This This also feels like that frustration that the Page of Wands was feeling, but it's like the other side. I feel like on one side of that frustration, it's about like wanting to do something and not yet being in the space to be able to do it, which is patience in this Angel of Balance. And this is about not falling into a Seven of Cups energy, not seeking something alternative because you can't get what you want necessarily in the moment at the minute, right there and right then. It's about that temperance, right? On this side, or this energy down here, it's the same, but it's almost a bit of a frustration with the self. Because again, with this Ten of Wands, it's like we're recognizing, even with the Four of Swords moving us into the Ten of Pentacles, I feel like we're kind of sort of recognizing not only the external patterns that we've fallen into in the past, but some of the ways where, I don't want to say we contributed because I feel like that makes it sound like we did something bad. Maybe some of the ways where like we didn't speak up, we didn't step up, or we kind of sort of gave our power away and let something happen. And I say that very generally, because I also don't think that people should be in a space to try to take advantage of people either. And with that World card, it's like it's in this world, there's a part of it that's shadow and there's a part of it that's light. And on the light side, it looks like it looks like this world is eclipsing something, because we see the halo, like the corona of the sun, like this, the corona of the sun around the moon, right? But it looks like it's moving out and the thing is about to peek from under that world. If you get what I'm talking about. And you see what I'm saying? You see it, like it got a little bit of that corona, and then up there you can see that little bit of light. Coming out of the shadows and into the light. Okay, we're almost done here. We are almost done here. But the man, oh no, not in reverse. The man holding a heart at the bottom of the deck. With justice. With justice. Love that. So on this side, I'm actually going to read these in the book, because why not? We have number 40, Archangel Metatron. And 40 is interesting because, 40 is 20 plus 20, ain't it? Ain't 40 20 plus 20? Oh, come now. I don't know why I love saying that, but I do. Oh, come now. Come now, little one. 40 is the energy of death also. And we're in Scorpio season right now. It's transformation. Also the Emperor, I guess, if you look at the 4. And the Fool. The Emperor and the Fool. Oh, look, and it's right here. Because Gabriel was the last entry that I read, so I was literally already on the page. Or, like, I just had to scroll to the next page. And it's right here. But the Emperor and the Fool, again, that's about, like, being an emperor is kind of tough. Or an empress, because I feel like there are some times when, like, when you're responsible for something, but you're also human, and your capacities are limited, sometimes even as the leader, you have to admit when you don't know something. And you might have to go back on something that you did in the past. But if the safety of your empire demands it, you should be able to do it. You should be able to drop your ego enough to ensure the safety of your citizens, of your empire, the continuation, right? Because, like, which is the better emperor? The emperor that remains steadfast and whose empire falls to decline, or the emperor who adapts and changes and takes a new direction when needed, whose empire at least continues to stand? I feel like sometimes we look at this sort of fixed energy as like better. But everything grows, everything changes, everything evolves. And I don't know why that song just popped into my mind again. Everything changes daily and nightly in little ways. Everything stays what? I don't know. It just pops into my mind again. Anyway, let's get into this. Archangel Metatron, which is about seeing clearly now that the rain is gone. This is clarity of thought and personal vision. Clarity of thought. That can be these two energies here, right? The Four of Swords is putting the Three of Swords into context, healing from it, and then moving on with the Six. Like the Five of Swords isn't here. It's from the Four right to the Six. It's like, I'm good. I don't have to. And I feel like sometimes whenever we come into something new, there's a part of us that maybe wants to liberate, quote unquote, or save, quote unquote, the people who were trapped in the ways that we were trapped. And now that we know better, we want other people to know better as well. But, and also sometimes I feel like we do that to ourselves. It's like, before we fully let something go, we have to wrestle with it for a while. And that's that mental internal conflict and turmoil with the Five of Swords before we finally put it down and move on with the Six of Swords to something new. But here it's like, oh, like, I'm done with this. Okay, bet. Like, moving on. Ten of Pentacles. It's like right there. Like you don't. It doesn't have to be this whole like process, right? It reminds me of when I was in my depression group, and she was like, because I was like, every time I get depressed, it's like this multiple week thing. First, it starts with 1 or 2 days, and then I feel bad for missing class, so I miss more class, and then I've missed too much class, and then I feel bad and I go back to class. And like going to class was one of the things that I didn't do when I, slid into a depression. But the lady, and it changed my life when she said it. She was just like, you don't always have to slide into a depression. Sometimes you can just slip, right? You can have a bad day or an off day, 2 days, maybe even 3 days, or an hour or a few minutes. And it doesn't have to turn into this multiple weeks thing. And I was like, what? I was like, you're right. And ever since then, like, I don't know, because before, like, if I would, like, not do something I was obligated to do, like, it would depress me more. Anyway, this is the slip versus the slide. Like, we don't have to slide into, like, from the Three of Swords and then slide into the Five, right? We can just slip past the Five and go right to the Six. I don't know. Let me keep reading this. So, excuse me, this very powerful Archangel Metatron brings brilliant indigo vibrations to your brow chakra, or third eye, which is the center devoted to insight and clear thought. When this card appears upright, it indicates a much greater clarity in your thought process and an expanded perspective toward broader horizons. Some new perceptions are taking hold, and the clouds of confusion are clearing. In some ways, this could be a new beginning, for you're on your way to developing a deeper insight about what's going on in your life and why. Now is the time to focus on your personal vision. What do you want your life to look like in the years ahead? Create a clear picture of that and support it with your daily thoughts. The insight you need to create a vibrant life is available to you now. The affirmation here is, my sixth chakra is open to its perfect healthy state. My personal vision guides me and my thoughts are peaceful and clear. And I like the part where it was like, right here, now is the time to focus on your personal vision. What do you want your life to look like in the years ahead? Maybe that's what some of the strategy was about. Maybe that's what some of the strategy is about, right? So it's like, first you come up with the plan. Or first you get clear on the vision. Then you begin to speak it. And then you do what you need to do to make it a reality. Right. Now we have the Goddess of the Moon. And on this side is, adjacent possibilities. Adjacent possibilities is usually good. Well, I don't know. Adjacent possibilities to me in this context, it's speaking of how easy it can be to choose one path over the other path. How easy it is to slide into something instead of slipping into it. Because again, something about this feels, especially this down here, feels very unsettling to the self. To be vulnerable enough just to hope, it seems sometimes. Maybe you don't even gotta do nothing, but it's like maybe because life is life, you're like, well, I don't want to get too excited about this, or I don't want to get too attached to what might happen because I don't want to be disappointed. But it's almost like when you have that mentality, sometimes you don't fight as hard, you don't last as long, you don't do all that you can do to make this a reality because you're 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out the door. But mostly a foot and a half in the door with half of a foot in the door. Because you're like, ooh, if the door slams, I don't want it to hurt my toes. So I'm not going to fully stick my foot in the door. It's like, okay, well, it's adjacent. It's like right next door. It's right there. Things could go either way. Adjacent possibilities is number 24. 24 is the energy of justice and the emperor. So here's justice and the emperor. Here's death. 24 is also the high priestess and the emperor. Death, justice, and the emperor. Justice is at the bottom of the deck. Emperor energy is present in both of these. This is the emperor fool. This is the high priestess emperor. This one knows a little bit more than this one, but sometimes it's better to not know anything. Because again, depending on what type of emperor energy this is, the high priestess isn't necessarily definite. And so sometimes it's like if we don't trust the high priestess, then having any information would be more detrimental than going in with no information. Because you're second guessing everything now instead of just flowing with it. And maybe that's another thing behind this adjacent possibilities energy. It's like, well, if you overthink it, if you second guess too much, then hey, you don't want to psych yourself out of doing whatever it is that you want. Is it too good to be true? Maybe. But wouldn't you rather find out? Honestly, I'm at this space in my life where I'd rather find out if something was too good to be true. I'd rather have it and lose it because I've lived enough of my life not going after anything I actually want. And I'm high key over it. So if I look stupid and dumb, girl, then I just look stupid and dumb. And I don't mind because eventually I'm going to get to this 9 of Cups. I'm not going to be so stuck in what I look like or whatever that I'm going to pass up on an opportunity. Yeah, no. I had that cycle. That chapter's closed. Adjacent possibilities is many unconsidered options. I've also been seeing, what card is that? Lately it's been coming out and it was like, don't be so fixated on one option or on a single option. That's another energy that's been coming out lately. Sometimes the force of habit keeps you stuck and unaware of potentially healthier and happier choices at hand. Literally this energy right here. I love that this is coming out on this side because that's literally this Queen of Wands into the Tower, into the Ten of Pentacles. Yet every moment gives you the option to open a different door and take a different course, whether it's in your thoughts, behaviors, or major life decisions. Unlike the indecision card, which indicates confusion and vacillation. Sorry, let's define that. Hey Siri, define vacillation.
Vacillation means the inability to decide between different opinions or actions. Indecision.
There you go. It's another word for indecision. So whether it's indecision or indecision. Sorry. Unlike the indecision card, which indicates confusion and vacillation about which course to take, the adjacent possibilities card is here to tell you that you have many options and it's time to take a wider look at things. As you consider the many life choices available, you'll feel more and more empowered and motivated to make the decisions that bring happiness, strength, and forward motion. In terms of your goals, this card could indicate unknown and previously unconsidered ideas. Perhaps there's a marketing tool you haven't thought of, a connection you haven't tapped, or even an entirely different direction that would be more suited to you. Be conscious, be aware, and be flexible and willing to take new and different action now. I think both of these said now. This says something about now. This says something about now. Affirmation here is, I am open and willing to take my life in new directions. I am becoming more aware of my many options for harmony and optimism in my thoughts and in all my choices each day. I want to read that one more time because I got lost. I am open and willing to take my life in new directions. I am becoming more aware of my many options for harmony and optimism in my thoughts and in all my choices each day. Each day, each and every day. And I feel like this is what throws this strategy for a loop. This is why I think that, like, that's why I was like, you can have something in mind, but with that going into the garden and the gate, it's like you got to exit your comfort zone anyway. And if you're coming up with a strategy, it's probably a whole bunch of little teeny tiny baby steps of stuff that you're comfortable with. To decay or you rise to the challenge. It ain't necessarily easy, but somebody's got to do it. And they say that my OBS is cutting up, OBS is acting up. So if you lost it, you lost it. Sorry, it's gone. The card that came out is in reverse, but we're taking it upright. Blossoming Abundance, which is all over this. Love this. I love this. Shout out to Moon River and Fly Me to the Moon. Bayonetta 1 and 2. OST, look it up. Or not. It's your life. You do what you want. Number 3, which is just straight up Empress energy. I love this. Here's a card that has an Emperor energy. Here's another card that has an Emperor energy. Here's just the Empress. Just number 3. Just not just an Empress, but because she already on the path. Empress is like, well, Emperor, you can deliberate and you can do all you want to do. You can be debilitated if you want to, but I'm going to claim my abundance. So, you figure it out. Maybe you'll meet me there. Maybe you won't. Either way, I'm golden. Blossoming Abundance is increasing wealth and value. This card shows a beautiful golden garden. A beautiful golden garden here with the garden in the gate at the bottom. Love it. In the springtime with coins and new flowers blossoming all around. They even hang like fruit on the tree above. Upright, this card signals a new increase in wealth, possibly in a dramatic and unexpected way. In a dramatic and unexpected way, which is why it's so important to not be so tied to whatever strategy you came up with. The many options, even options you haven't considered. I feel like I can't stress it enough. And I literally just said, it wasn't Blossoming Abundance that was coming out, but I literally just said, like, there's this message that's been coming out in these cards lately that's like, it may not be the singular option that you're focused on right now. Or it may not be the singular option that you were focused on in the past. Be open. Be navigable. That's how we get through these moon energies. Right? When you can't see anything, follow the light, the spirit. They'll tell you, they whisper in your ear. But if your ego and fear are loud enough, sometimes it can drown out your intuition, right? And I remember talking to my mom one day, and she was like, "Shouldn't people's like?" I was like, "Well, sometimes people confuse anxiety and fear for intuition," and she was like, "What? That don't even make sense." And I was like, well, last year, for me personally, and I told her, I was like, there were these opportunities that I came upon. And before I did them, I was like, oh, something doesn't seem right. Something is telling me I shouldn't go. But when I questioned it, I was like, okay, well, why am I feeling like this? Oh, I'm feeling like this because I don't know who I'm going to sit by. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. If I want to leave, I can't just get up and leave. Like, these are the reasons why I don't want to go. It's not anything deeper than that. This ain't got nothing to do with intuition. This is just fear. This is just anxiety. And I had multiple opportunities to learn the difference between my intuition and my fear/anxiety. But again, a lot of these things are things that are practiced, right? With the 10 of Wands, that's also an energy of like, it took time to get to this point, and along the way, we pick up some things that maybe served us a little bit at the time, but that don't continue to serve us, or that don't serve the direction that we're moving into, which is why in this judgment, part of this judgment is us needing to evaluate within our own lives which burdens are worth continuing to bear and which ones are detrimental to coming into this beautiful energy that we're coming into. Even the Two of Pentacles, right? Because this Two of Pentacles, it's in this space of transition, right? As Mars is retrograding, it's still retrograde right now, so it's not even direct yet. So again, it's pushing us through to get to the other side of this transition where we can claim an Ace of Pentacles. Back to this. And she was like, and then she said, like, well, you know, usually your intuition pushes you to do something that you're uncomfortable with, but it pushes you to grow. And I was like, yeah. But again, you know, if it's pushing you into something that you're uncomfortable with, then it's just going to make your anxiety scream even louder. You know, we choose which one we listen to. I'll read that last part again. Upright, this card signals a new increase in wealth, possibly in a dramatic and unexpected way. Be aware that you sow the seeds of your own wealth and prosperity, much like a gardener works the ground and begins to see blooming results take hold. This card upright indicates that the universe is blessing you and helping the fruits of your labor to blossom. So smell the flowers and tend to the new growth. Be grateful and enjoy. And since it came out in reverse and we have adjacent possibilities right here, I'm going to read the reverse message as well. This card reversed reveals a potential decrease in money, with the coins falling from the garden and out of sight. Sometimes when you receive this card in this position, it may even feel as though cash is slipping through your fingers like water. While this might seem like an ongoing state of affairs, you still can turn things around. Be very conscious and responsible where money issues are concerned. Take action to plant new seeds and nurture your financial garden with patience and clarity. This cycle will end, and you will, in time, enjoy the fruits of your labor. Abundant wealth blossoms all around me. I see the value in my everyday life, is the affirmation. All three of these cards mention the day-to-day and everyday life. Every single one of them. And both of these, I see the value in my day-to-day life, which is what a lot of this was about as well. And behind the world was financial constraints. I didn't talk about it, but financial constraints is right here behind the world card. But that's like the shadow world that we're coming out of, that we have the opportunity to come out of, you know. I like to say we have the opportunity for this. The energy of this is here, but you ain't got to take it. You know how many opportunities I've had in my life that I did not take? Way too many, because your boy could have been making money by now. Potentially could have, like, it doesn't even matter. Because I realized that oh, look, there's a hermit. That I'm in a good spot. Speaking of Virgos, there's a Virgo card. Shout out to Virgos. We Pisceans, we may be different, but we both overthink things to the point where sometimes maybe we psych ourselves out. Also, we can be selfless to the point of putting ourselves last and tending for and caring for everyone else. But it's time to cut all that out. We got to care about ourselves, and that's everybody. It ain't just Pisces and Virgos. But, you know, I got my Virgo best friend in the chat right now. So. Final message from the Witch's Tarot, please. Okay. Oh, cute. Bottom of the deck is the Star with the Wheel of Fortune. And the Four of Cups right there. I feel like this is like that previous cycle. You were lacking something in a previous cycle, and it caused you to wish for something. You made that wish, and then you came into a new cycle. Hold on. You made the wish, and then you came into a new cycle that ends with that. Oops, wrong card. That ends with the Nine of Cups that we saw before. So in the previous cycle, oh, there's two cards down there. There was lack that caused you to make a wish. And the Make-A-Wish Foundation, right? You don't, your time is limited. And it's like your last opportunity to experience something. And so you ask for, sometimes people don't even ask for big wishes. Sometimes it's something small. Sometimes it's something that they want to leave the people with in their life that are important to them. Oof. Oh, that just got surprising. Oh, snap. Okay, well, I feel like the Empress energy is like, Patrick, you didn't talk enough about me and how I'm making money moves. Empress energy is coming out with that Chariot, girl. Empress is like, Emperor, you can sit and deliberate. Like I said, Emperor, you can sit and deliberate if you want to. Empress is on the move. Empress is creating. Empress is living her best life. And then there's that Knight of Pennies. This is the Knight of Pennies that we ain't been seeing. I told y'all Knight of Pentacles. He's been on it. And they're all going to claim that star. Well, Empress she's doing things to create this star, honestly. Empress energy is associated with Venus. And she has a crown of stars in this deck. And the vice versas, you see the morning star of Venus up in the sky. But you see her little crown of stars? Her little crown of stars right there? She is the star. Empress is like, I am the star. You see this woman right here in that star? That's me giving birth to this light. Hello? And projecting that light out into the world. And sometimes it takes a second before it comes in, because, that's how things work down here. Things don't necessarily happen as soon as you think them, but with continued effort, eventually it becomes an experience. You are an experience. So go have fun. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. You're not one person or the other person. You are your own person. Or no, you're an experience, so go have fun. Make it a good one. Right? And that's the point. It's like, if, whatever ability I have to shape my own life, I'm going to choose to make it a good one, and to make it a fun one, and to make it something that I actually want to live. Because, like I said, I had enough years of living a life I didn't really want to live. And after 25, I was like, you know what? Might as well start doing the things that I want to do. Or putting myself on a path to get where I want to go. So, final message from the Energy Oracle cards, please. Oh, that was quick. All you had to do was ask. All right. A broken heart at the bottom of the deck. It's not easy. No one says it's easy. No one expects for it to be easy. But just because it ain't easy don't mean that you get, you get a free pass. Unfortunately, the world. Live world. Brighter days are coming just around the corner. I was gonna say just around the river bend, but we're not doing Pocahontas today. But I did say Moon River, so yeah, just around that Moon River bend. Brighter days are coming, but sometimes we have to turn things ourselves. You gotta be present. You gotta be engaged. You gotta do something. Faith without works is dead, right? And the divine will tell you what to do. You'll be alright. You'll be alright. You may not necessarily have any guarantees, but nothing in life is guaranteed, right? That's part of the fun of life. The unexpectedness. So that's what I got today. I hope you have a good whenever you see this. And I hope you're acting in alignment to make it even better. Thank you, Eric Sonia, for popping in. It was fun as always. I love seeing your name. You know, and for the rest of y'all, whoever watches this, thank you as well. I hope this served you in some way, shape, form, and or capacity. And like when I say that, I hope you're acting in alignment to make the better, like your actual reality. And for those who believe in miracles, miraculous things occur. Like I actually genuinely mean it. And I feel like that's a very safe way for me to say that, like, I hope you're doing it for yourself, because it's like we all have this sort of birthright to live these happy, prosperous, abundant lives, but it doesn't come free, right? Even if you're born with an inheritance, if you make certain choices, you can lose it. It's not necessarily guaranteed for your lifetime. And for those who don't do what it is that they know that they need to do, sorry, but it's on you. Like, it's on you. You have your own choices. You have free will. Your choices are honored. And if you choose to squander it, if you choose to throw it away, if you choose to not accept it, if you choose to not step forward and claim it, then that's your choice. If you choose to forfeit it, that's your choice. And I feel like it's not right for one person for me, to not respect what other people choose for their own lives. And so, if you align to it and you're working for it, it's going to be yours. And I hope you are, because it's my hope that you would do that. But I respect your choice to do whatever you want with your life, because it's your life. So, all right, I will catch you later. That was a little bit extra, I guess, but it is what it is. And I might take a nap, because for some reason I'm tired today. Well, long rides in the car, I'm still a baby. They put me to sleep. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.